we may have to have a conversation on some of the Shanahan jokes. I'm getting it on good reports that some of this stuff is real.
Oh.
Yeah, he apparently
which ones? Because all of them been real bad.
Man, listen, I mean, you got to be careful, dog. Apparently,
Jesus.
the last thing that I've heard,
Uh-oh.
and this is on good authority.
Good
George
authority.
JC.
All of them are good
authority. George. I've never heard it on bad authority.
We got good sources.
I've only heard it on good authority. Phenomenal sources.
Christ.
I have heard that this guy tips over 2 cans.
Oh.
You got to watch him, bro.
Tips over 2 cans.
Tips over 2 cans. Not a fan of Fruit Loops, bro.
Can't have that.
Just
That's a
can't have
childhood
that in your
cereal.
organization.
Childhood cereal.
Can't
do
have that in your organization.
Bring him to Chicago.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Pat the Designer, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC in the building. We got a lot to get. Endorsing McDonald's there heavily. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Get that out of here.
Pay us money first.
Gotta get some money first. Yeah, we got a jam-packed show on today's episode, man. Listen, Bears report from Albert Breer yesterday that I thought was very, very interesting when you're talking about the Chicago Bears possibly looking to bring in a style of player that we have not seen in this franchise in decades. Or should I say a style of coach that we have not seen in this franchise in decades.
Dang right, yeah.
Decades.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Decades. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Seems like I got a little aggressive there.
Yeah,
What will that mean for the team's coaching search? We'll break that down. And then, are we not giving Thomas Brown enough credit?
You know how
We gotta. Not Tomlin Brown. You calm yourself down. But maybe even me, right? Am I not giving Tomlin Brown enough credit here?
That's right.
Thomas Brown, whatever you want to call him. Because if we're being real about this, we're ignoring a major accomplishment that he has on his resume that even the former head coaches that we're talking about going to get don't have on their resume. Got to break that down. And then, of course, the report from Albert Breer as well on Ben Johnson. Did he exclude the Chicago Bears when he was talking about what he wants in an organization? I'm coming to interview you. You're not interviewing me. That's what I heard. That's what I heard him say. Hey. All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. JC, what's good, my boy?
Oh, man. Good to be on a Friday show. I'm actually off of work. Took a little bit of vacation time.
Oh, did you now?
I was expecting to be with you and super producer, but apparently Joel has better things to do.
I can tell you.
You, Joe.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you this. If it is between us and tiling a floor, Joel will never choose us.
That sucks. That just sucks.
If it's between us,
what are friends for?
And redoing a bathroom, he will not pick us over that bathroom. I guarantee you that.
He'll definitely ask for our help for it.
If you were dying in the streets,
like
a dog,
boy, I'd call Cal Shanahan first. I'd call him first. God, Joel. What are you doing?
Let's jump into the show, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's start it off here. The Chicago Bears, we got a report from Albert Breer last night on Thursday Night Football. A couple of reports came out there, but one thing that stood out to me was the conversation around the Chicago Bears looking for a program builder, somebody who is a Dan Campbell type, a former player.
Okay.
Somebody who maybe has 10 years or more of experience, but he also went out there to say that that does not exclude Thomas Brown from this search, that the belief in this building is that Thomas Brown could be one of those guys that should go out there and is a franchise builder, a program builder. And that, I mean, listen, that corroborates everything that when I asked Courtney about how the feeling, Courtney Cronin, about how the feeling is in this building around Thomas Brown, they love him in there. They think that he could be that kind of guy and that he could go out there and be that program builder. And it feels like not just the players are backing him, but the organization is backing him. And I've said that a couple of times this week. That's something to keep an eye on, but I really do think it opens up the conversation on maybe there is change happening here, because the last time that we went out and got a former NFL player to be our head coach is Is if I'm not mistaken, is that not Mike Ditka there?
Oh, the tight end? Yeah.
Would that be our last time having a player?
Was Lovey a coach? I mean,
Lovey wasn't a player in the league.
No, you're absolutely right.
We've avoided it.
I haven't thought about that.
We've completely avoided it.
There's been no player, like former NFL players that we brought in the building. They're either new, like shiny toys on a coaching staff,
and it's
or
all
just
coordinators. It's all quarterbacks, former Pro Bowl or not Pro Bowl. What's the Arena Bowl quarterback?
Trustman.
Well, no, he was Canadian League. He definitely never played in the league. He was, but Nagy was in the Arena League. You know what I mean? Like we haven't gone with those NFL player type coaches, and it seems like the Bears are looking to make a change here.
Now that I'm thinking about, why do we make this so hard? The last time you had a coach that actually played the game, you won a Super Bowl. You didn't learn from that for the last, 85-24. What is that?
We doing math on this
30
show?
years?
I was going to say, are we doing
40
math
years?
on this show?
That's 40 years. That's about 39 years.
There you go.
Yeah, 39 years. More older than I am. Like, what are we doing? Like, get it right. Keep it simple. Stupid. Yeah. Again, let's go back to that. But yes, I love the titles that we're putting on the search. You know, first it was leader of men, and now it's a builder. You know, like somebody who has had experience in the NFL. Like, yes, it makes all the sense in the world to get a guy that has been there and done that on the field and off the field. Like, he knows what he's seeing. And so, yes, you want somebody like that in the building, or hopefully you have that in the building, because Thomas Brown, I believe he was a running back before he was injured.
He played in the league. That's why he's not excluded from this, and why they feel he didn't play 10 years. Yeah. He ended up getting hurt. He was drafted by the Falcons, ended up getting hurt in the last preseason game due to a horse collar tackle.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the type of guy that you would want, somebody that understands the game of football, not just, the X's and O's, but also understands just the actual game and has played it. Has been on the field, knows what it feels and looks like. And so, yes, I'm all for that. That's the change that we need. And it's crazy that this organization just is now realizing that after years and years of doing it the different way and not getting any results, any positive results. We haven't touched or sniffed the Super Bowl outside of the 1 year. And who was the leader of that group? That was Lovey. That was Lovey. Yeah. Lovey is the closest we've been to. The promised land without having that kind of coach. And people respected Lovey. And yet we drove him out because of a bad end of a season. And so
that is crazy. I will say that. Like, it's
–
like, when I think back on that, I understood, and I do think the team stopped listening to Lovey. A lot of people don't talk about that. Really? Lovey didn't have the same control in the locker room. But you fired Mike Ditka after a 5-11 season after he had gone 11-5 the 2 years before.
Before that, yeah.
And, yes, he had a down year. They were looking to fire him, right? Yeah. He had a down year, but he had a 5-11 season before he had the 2-11-5 seasons. Yeah. So you could have got back there. Like, it's seeing stuff like that, it shows the ineptitude that the Bears have shown. It shows, really where this franchise has gone and why they have been in the holes that they've been in for so long. And, I mean, realistically speaking, now hearing that they want to go out and get a former player, I mean, the former players who are on this list right now, I have a confidence in, right? Mike Vrabel comes in here, and you're telling me that he can go out there and, finally have the quarterback that's going to put him over the top, finally have the quarterback that he can pair up with a solid running game. Yeah, I mean, go out and find a better running back in the draft maybe than Derrick Henry. Although if Vrabel comes here, do we try to get what's old boy from
Ashton Genty from Boise State?
Do we try and get a little Genty action?
I actually watched his highlights. Because after you said, man, when you put a stamp on his name, I was like, let me go back to the highlights. Listen. Nobody can bring that dude down. That dude's like Marshawn Lynch.
Y'all know how I feel about running backs.
Yeah.
But Ashton Genty might be that dude, dog.
Would you take him in the first round, though? Because that's where he has to go. That's where he's got to go. If we get him, he's got to be the first pick.
Here's my thing. I would never take a running back in the first round.
Right.
But
we're not getting him.
But if the Chicago Bears were to draft him in the first round,
you're not mad?
Tables would not be flipped. They might be moderately
you might push him
down. Dang it. Son of
a slam here and there.
You hit a little
Okay, all right, I'll take that.
Then I like walk off to the side. And it's kind of like
premature. Yeah, right. Little mini clap. You don't want me to hear it. No. I'm for that. Obviously, that would be nice too. But I mean, going back to your point, like, yeah. I just love the fact that they're doing things differently now, or at least they're attempting to. They're giving us hope in thinking that, okay, they're going about this whole process completely different from what they've been doing in the past. And maybe you give more credit to Kevin Warren because he's probably the guy in the building that's saying, hey, what is going on here? You all are trying to keep people around that clearly suck. You're holding on to some sort of whatever you're holding on to is not working with this previous coach. You're holding on to this way of doing things in this organization that hasn't worked ever.
Yeah,
for years. So let's try something new. I'm here to win. I want to win. I'm not just here to build a new stadium. I'm not just here to sign papers.
He's definitely not here to build a stadium. I'll tell you that much, because I haven't seen any progress on that.
Nothing on Arlington?
We've agreed to another deal, that a deal is in place to have a deal.
So a deal for a deal.
Yeah.
Deal or no deal. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Hey, that's fine with me. But I'm just saying, as far as the football operation of things, they look like they're doing it the right way. Hopefully when those two guys, meaning the GM Ryan Poles and the president Kevin Warren, put their heads together, they will make the right decision. And, it better be good. It better be good.
And that's really, like, listen, you get – I mean, Kevin Warren may get a couple of shots at this, right? The president usually survives a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if he's just making sure that the finances and the business things are in order. But listen, for Ryan Poles, this is your shot to go out there and make something happen. This is your opportunity to go out there and try and get this right. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to give you a million opportunities to go out there and get this right. Maybe they do give you another coach after this, but you got to realize that whoever you bring in to work with Caleb Williams, he has to be the guy right now. Like, you don't have the opportunity to go out there and be like, yeah, well, we'll get another coach in here with Caleb, and then he'll be the answer. Like, it's not realistic. It's not logical thinking. It's asinine that you're in this situation already, and maybe it is because the McCaskies involve themselves too much, as they always seem to do. But honestly, like, you've got to make the right decision here. You've got to make the right call, and I like the fact that they're looking to go with experience, especially coming from Matt Eberflus. You're looking to go with experience. You're looking to go with understanding of the NFL. You're looking to go with a guy who has a feel for the game. And you're looking to go with a program builder. Program builder sounds so much better than leader of men, by the way.
It does.
I love the idea of getting a program builder. Well, I hate the fact that apparently we've never looked for a leader of men in this city. Like, we just, what's this guy do? He doesn't lead men, I'll tell you that much. But what he does do is lose games. Yep. That's what he does.
He's a yes man, a softy. That's what he is. God.
It's just it's a breath of fresh air to hear that the Bears are looking for. It's almost like an admission. Mm-hmm. Right? And like the video, if you agree.
Admission of guilt.
Yeah, it really is, bro.
We're sorry for the last 30 years.
Bro, it's almost like they're finally admitting, you know what? We suck.
We know it.
That's on us. That's my bad.
You don't say.
That's my bad. I didn't realize it. I couldn't see it.
You haven't heard the fans rant for the last 30 years?
Figure it out. But we suck.
That's crazy.
And so it's just like, yes, you do. Now let's understand this. Let's figure this out, and let's find somebody who is going to be able to get in there and know what it's like to be on an NFL sideline, know what it's like to be in a huddle. How, in any walk of life, experience teaches your future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, the experiences that you're going to go through.
Yeah.
That's going to affect how you deal with people moving forward. So, like Thomas Brown being on the sidelines, understanding what it's like to be an injured player on the sideline, understanding what it's like to be in a huddle, understanding what it's like to have success, understanding what it's like to be a rookie in the NFL and be drafted and have to go through training camp. And all of those things play into how you're going to be as a head coach. When you look at Vrabel was a dog over there.
Dog.
He really was. I wish the soundboard was working. Hey, one day, Joel.
Tap.
One day, Joel, we're going to get this thing working.
You're not here. You don't want us to use it.
I blame the super producer. He's an animal.
No, that's a very good point. I like the fact that I like that they're trying to get some stability because, I mean, my goodness, throughout this whole year, Caleb now has had, 3 offensive coordinators technically?
He's on his third OC title.
Yeah, Thomas Brown. Now, Thomas Brown has been promoted, so now you got Chris. Is it Beatty or Beatty?
Chris Beatty.
Beatty, okay. I want to say Beatty all the time. Beatty.
He's got those beady eyes.
Oh, beady eyes. Beatty eyes. Chris Beatty. So, I mean, and if you go forward with another head coach, he'll probably, which, by the way, if we're thinking of a dark horse candidate for a head coach, throw Sean McVay's name in that pile.
Oh, have we heard some things about Sean McVay?
I'm just saying the Rams aren't looking too hot since the Super Bowl win, so maybe he goes on and realizes, you know what, I could actually attach my wagon to this up-and-coming quarterback and keep Thomas Brown as my assistant head coach or OC. That way you have a little bit of stability. I'm just saying.
Are we predicting McVay gets fired, though?
I don't know about that.
Oh, well, then
they
we're
would
out
be
of
dumb,
there.
but you never know. Organizations do dumb things.
Could we trade for a Sean McVay?
If you want Kyle Shanahan,
I'll give you next year's entire draft.
What is with you in the entire draft?
I love how people.
I'll take the entire team.
I love how people looked at that quote and didn't listen to the clip or the video, and they're just like, "This guy makes no. Why would I give? I need offensive linemen." It was like, guys, clearly, Sean. I was using that to
mean
explain
it as the entire 1 through
how
7th
bad
round.
I would want him.
Give all 7 rounds
You know
to this team.
You know what I mean, like I didn't. I thought we had common sense. That's my bad. I thought we was here intellectually with it. I guess we down here.
He's a
That's
little
okay.
tongue in cheek. That's all.
Okay. I thought we was here. I thought we were here. I bring it back down. Don't worry about it.
That's hilarious. No, I just threw that out. That was always a little backdoor thought.
Excuse me?
No, actually, no, never mind. I don't want to leave that back door wide open. Oh, no, and all right. I didn't mean to say that.
What kind of thought?
Never mind.
What exactly is a backdoor thought there, JC?
No, you've been saying it since the Aura ad. I don't know.
Well, listen, I said only your back door open. That's all about protection. Take that for what you will.
Well, I'd like to protect this team. So, hopefully, maybe Sean McVay can come on in and keep Thomas Brown, and we're all happy at the end of this thing with the Super Bowl. My thing is that, hey, let's get some stability in this organization. We don't want any loosey-goosiness anymore. No crazy. You should have learned from the last 30 years of suck. Let's just move forward with some smart, capable leaders of men, people that can actually build into a successful team.
Yeah,
that's all I want.
We'll see what this team ends up doing. The one thing I do want to point out, and appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. If you have not done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. By the way, we are over 100 in a chat.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we don't have no soundboard.
Yeah. I guess I'm not doing the
DeMarco. Well, you never do that in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, you know what?
You're a morning.
If you take a nap, I actually like taking good naps. I take maybe a nap every now and then.
Dog, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a big napper, bro.
I'm a nap guy.
I'm a big napper. I think having kids young as well makes you a napper because it's just like I need to find a time to sleep.
That's true.
And it's usually when they're sleeping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so as they nap, you nap is a good time.
They nap, you nap.
Nothing like an adult nap, man.
If I nap, you nap, we nap.
But no, man, I think one thing that we've drastically overlooked with Thomas Brown, and I don't understand why. It's almost like we don't want to believe that Thomas Brown could be an answer at head coach. And so we go look at these guys and we're like, well, Bill Belichick has accomplished it, and he's going to bring in Josh McDaniels, who's accomplished it, and he's going to bring in Mike Vrabel as the DC maybe, who's accomplished it, and there's rings, and there's this, and there's that. Or we go out, we just get Vrabel straight up, and he brings in McDaniels, who's accomplished it, and we got this set up here, and we're great. Or we go get Ben Johnson, who's the head of the #1 offense in the NFL, and he's got this, he's amazing, he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there. Or we can go get Brian Flores. He's blitzing left and right. Blitz, engage 8, engage 8, engage 8. And even though people have kind of figured that out completely, like we want to put praise on all these guys because we do believe that Thomas Brown
running back
probably
Good
isn't
actor,
the guy who's going to get the job done, right? But
I have faith.
I don't understand how we're overlooking that Thomas Brown was not the OC, was not the running backs coach, was not the ball boy. Thomas Brown was the assistant head coach, which means you have a lot of power. which means you are somebody that the team looks to as well as the head coach to stabilize. And yes, I understand Sean McVay is the head coach there, but he's the assistant head coach of a Super Bowl championship team. He was somebody who was at the top.
Yep.
The co-captain, if you will.
Co-captain, baby.
The Scottie Pippen.
Oh, now we're talking.
To Elon Musk, apparently based on how the Twitter feed is going with Scottie. Calm down, Scottie. Wow. The Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Which, without one, you don't get the accomplishments of the other. Michael has said that as well.
Yeah.
Of that Rams team. How does that count for nothing in the head coaching candidacy of Thomas Brown and what he may be able to accomplish with this team?
I think people are overlooking it, because I'll be honest with you, I overlooked that. When you brought that to my attention, I was like, that actually is a fact. He was the assistant head coach when they won the championship. You know, he's been there.
Haven't won a Super Bowl since.
Oh, sorry, you saying
I don't know how much. I don't know how much he had to do with it, right? I don't know how much, but like he's in a major leadership role over there.
Don't get me excited now. You saying
haven't
that he
sniffed
took his
championship.
He took his powers with him, and they all just all right. No, yes, that's something to factor in. You know, you look at all these other coaches and their resume. Yes, they look to be more or much better candidates, but I mean, his resume looks really good. It speaks for itself as well. It's just that you kind of overlook those things because he hasn't technically gotten the head coaching job before. Everybody else has been a head coach and has had opportunities and bites at the apple. Or not Ben Johnson. I was thinking about the variables. I was thinking about the Shanahan.
I guess Brian Flores is in there too.
When he was with Miami. So, I mean, like those opportunities, man, they're few and far between. So when you have somebody like this already in the building, that's why, you know, I may be tongue-in-cheek with this sometimes, but I mean, that's why I say Mike Tomlin 2.0 or 2.5 or whatever you want to call him, because, hey, the resume looks good. He's got a title on his resume. He's part of a championship organization. He's been there.
Yeah.
He knows what it looks like, and that's what you want. You don't want those type of people leaving the out the door just because you want to look for somebody else. Like, you got to keep him in some sort of fashion in this building. That's how I feel. Now, since he's already gotten a chance at being the interim head coach, and you can technically only go up from here, I guess, that would mean head coach or assistant head coach. So that's what I'm saying is be smart about this whole process. That is a huge factor. I think that a lot of people are not really realizing is that, yes, he has that on his resume. He has been in a situation where people have shown respect, and that's why Sean McVay talks very highly about him, saying that, hey, this is a guy when he comes into a room, he demands a certain level of respect. He has that aura about him. Even Caleb says the aura. You know, like everybody's talking highly about this guy for a reason. They're not just blowing smoke. Like, we gotta start seeing that, hey, this guy probably is the real deal before he becomes the real deal.
Now listen, we still have to. You still gotta win. So when it comes down, you still gotta win.
You do.
You can be the assistant head coach and get the ring and all, but I feel like, and even like Chaz in the chat, shout out Chaz. He said assistant head coach that doesn't call plays is a freaking empty title. If it was an empty title, there'd be assistant head coaches all over the league.
There's more than just calling plays.
And that's the thing for me. He felt that he was such a good, because he was a coach on the team. He was the running backs coach. He was the tight ends coach. But he felt that he was such a good leader on that team that I have to give this dude a title that's a step below me. I have to put him above the OCs. I have to put him above the DC. I have to put him above everybody else in this organization. Like, I don't think you do that lightly. If we're being real, I get Ben Johnson, right? I still listen, and like I said, 5-0 to me gets you an interview. Go 5-0. I need you to. It puts you at the top of the interview list for me.
Yeah.
But if we're being real, his accomplishments with his title is bigger than anything that Ben Johnson, who's trying to dictate policy, has done.
Mm-hmm.
His accomplishments with his title are bigger than Mike Vrabel losing in the AFC Championship game. His accomplishments with his title are bigger than Brian Flores going out there and calling a good defense and saying blitz all night. Like, he was a part of one of the best cultures in football. I feel like it's overlooking what he accomplished and what his position was when he accomplished it to just prop up other guys.
Yeah.
To say, look, because as much as I love Ben Johnson, I think Ben Johnson is going to be a good head coach. I think he's going to be able to run some phenomenal offensive schemes. I think that he is going to be the guy that he's not Matt Nagy, right? I don't believe he's Matt Nagy. But Ben Johnson ain't accomplished nothing.
Not yet, no.
What he won?
Nothing.
I watched Ben Johnson.
Just a lot of games.
I watched Ben Johnson stop running the football in the second half versus a Bears team that gave up 157 yards in the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
that was interesting.
I can't get behind this mindset that, and this is a weird world we live in, right? Like, the mindset that accomplishment at a certain level, unless you win it all, is a failure. Lovie Smith's career is a failure. Russell Westbrook's career, failure.
Absolutely not.
Chris Paul's career, failure.
No.
Charles Barkley's career, failure. I mean, like, how many guys were great? Dan Marino's career, failure. He didn't win it. Got there. Once. Never got back. And I can't subscribe to that line of thinking that, yes, you got as far as you could go in a league that it is incredibly difficult. And don't let Andy Reid and Bill Belichick fool you. Incredibly difficult to win a Super Bowl in.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to say that your career is a failure? I can't get that. That's the line of thinking that ignoring that says to me.
And again, and I hear you, and just to go back to Chaz, because he's really going hard about the tenure that Thomas Brown had in Carolina. Just to address that briefly, Thomas Brown was under Frank Reich. Frank Reich was the one that was calling plays mostly for those times where, that team was extremely bad. And, of course, you do have to admit there's a certain talent level from team to team. Carolina was not St. Louis. We understand that. When St. Louis was at its best, it was very, very good.
Los Angeles.
I'm sorry.
You went back.
Yeah, Los Angeles. Very, very good team. So you have to admit you have a better coach there in McVay. You also have a better scheme and a better culture there in Los Angeles versus Carolina. But here, you also have a better team than Carolina was and is in all facets in all phases of the game, in my opinion. You have your quarterback. You have the talent around him. And so that's why you're seeing Thomas Brown get back to doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
Get back to being the guy that he probably was in Los Angeles. And that's why I have that hope. That's why I have that confidence. And when I joke around and say Tomlin Brown or Mike Tomlin, whatever you want to call him, 35.8, because I'm seeing it look different with him at the helm. I'm seeing it look different just in a few weeks. You should know what confidence looks like. You should know what a leader looks like when he comes into the room. It just looks different, especially when you compare him to the last coach we just had. You can tell the difference is night and day, seriously. And so that's why, yes, you keep him as a serious candidate for a reason, because of the resume, because of, yes, those moments where resumes aren't always perfect, right? But now you can tell that he still is getting back to being successful. He's getting back. He knows how to make his team follow his lead. And what did he say best? He said players run this league. It's a players-led game.
Yeah.
Those things he understands because he was a player. That's the kind of guy you want in your building.
He also said play violent, right?
I'm violent. I love it. Boy, that got me going. Violence, baby.
To this day, man. To this day.
Violence.
And listen, at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to crown him the head coach and move on with your day. Do a coaching search.
Crown him, dang it.
No, I want you to do a coaching search.
Yeah, no, do you do
You have to win.
Yeah,
I've said 4-1. You got to go 4-1. Yeah. If you don't go 4-1, I got questions.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess if it's a 3-2, right, and you beat the Packers, you beat the Vikings, and like you lose a close shootout to the Seahawks, who are a scrappy team. Like, but like, even then, it's like, yeah, but can you get the job done? Those are the games I want to see. Can you get the job done?
What
like,
if the 3 wins are the division games, though?
Well,
Does that
means,
matter more?
That means you lose this week versus the 49ers.
And they're beat up.
And they are decimated. Although you don't look that great either. We got 3 guys ruled out already.
You are beat up, too.
We got 3 guys ruled out
so
already.
You lose,
but again, like it's literally like, I'm not telling you to make him the head coach now. What I'm saying is, of the guys that we have ranked for head coach, it feels like on a lot of people's list, Thomas Brown is at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of Bill Belichick, Thomas Brown has accomplished more than any of the names on this list, with a title of head coach attached to him. Like that's just fact. Assistant head coach or not, like nobody else has a Super Bowl outside of Bill. If Ben Johnson wins a Super Bowl, maybe you can put him above him then. But even then, it's.
I would then, yes. I would,
I mean,
because
maybe
he's got 3 years of really, really
3
good.
years of being the number 1 offense, that wins a Super Bowl. Maybe then you can say that.
So if this year they win it all, then maybe going into next year he's the best top candidate.
I think he's the top candidate now. That's why, we're going to finish this thing out talking about, and appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Talking about Albert Breer's other report from last night of him, going out there and dictating who he wants to interview with, basically saying who he wants to go into rooms with and talk with. I thought this was very interesting. According to Albert Breer, Lions OC Ben Johnson has made it known that he will not chase interviews. I'm not coming after you. You coming after me, baby.
I like it.
He said he will only take one with the intent of taking the job. To do so, he needs organized alignment between head coach and GM, also an assessment from the team as to what has gone wrong and how they'll fix it.
Now, I said this before the show. This is my personal feelings. I feel like this is a direct shot at the Bears in a sense, because he sees the chaos that's going on here. If you got eyes, you know what's going on, especially in your own division. You're seeing it right there. They're one of your biggest rivals. And so, yes, if you want me, you have to show me that you got your stuff together in a sense. Like, get your stuff together. You got to the end of the season in a sense to show me that you need me there, that you want me there. But then when I step into the building, I better make sure that I actually have the control of an actual head coach, and that your organization is all about actually winning and success and setting me up for success. I don't want to come into a lame duck organization where they're claiming that, they want to get things right, but they're not showing me that they want to get things right. That's how I feel. I feel like this is maybe a little bit of a shot at the Bears, because last year he was interested in the job. Maybe he still is very interested in this job, but there has to be some rules set. And you like that, because that shows a little bit of moxie. That shows that, hey, I'm a leader and I need things a certain way.
Is there a little bit of I could have gone there last year and y'all chose Matt Nagy over me? Matt Nagy over me? I'm sorry, Matt Eberflus. Yeah. Matt Eberflus over me?
Any Matt is bad. Yeah.
Like, is there a little bit of like, hey, listen, y'all want me in there? I'll come. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I ain't doing it how he did it. I come in and slap your mama.
I love it.
Maybe don't say that to George.
Whoa.
Maybe don't say that to George.
Where's Virginia?
I come in and slap your mama.
Jesus, my goodness.
I think it's very interesting to me when you hear those comments. First off, it kind of does. Listen, I like it in one sense, right? Because it's a confidence. Some people will call it a cockiness, but it's a confidence that I am the prize. I'm coming in and you are going to be better with me. It is a Dan Campbell kind of confidence, right? You're working with a lunatic every single day. Some of that's going to rub off on you. And Dan Campbell last night, 4th down, here we go. Said Hud called a play. We're going for a 4th down in the game. He got it. What the heck? Like, what kind of nut is it? You could have kicked the field goal back. What is wrong with you?
Hey,
what's wrong with you? He's going for it. He's going to make sure to rip your heart out. And so because of that, right, you have this guy who comes in with an understanding that, hey, I'm the one that called the play up that gets the 4th down. You want to be aggressive. You want to talk about aggressive. I'm the one being aggressive, going for it on 2 when we get the okay. I'm drawing that play up. I get it in that sense on the confidence part of it, and I love it. It borderlines a little too cocky. I don't think it's cocky.
We need that.
Oh, but it borderlines a little bit too cocky. It borderlines, hey, I was the assistant head coach that won a Super Bowl in L.A. Yeah, no, you weren't.
Check me out.
You were the guy that put together the offense that didn't do nothing in the second half last year of the NFC title game when you were up. What were they up, 28-3? Or 28-10?
Yeah.
What were they up?
To get to the Super Bowl?
To get to the Super Bowl. They blew the game.
Yeah.
They blew the game in the second half.
I don't know. I wouldn't be so I'm not mad at that. I'm not
mad at it.
We haven't had that.
I'm not mad at it. But here's the thing. The difference in confidence and cockiness is success.
That's true.
That level of confidence.
If you win, you can be as cocky as you want to be.
You can't stop running the football in the second half versus the Bears. You
That's
know what I
true.
mean?
That's
Like
true.
that level of confidence. There's a part of me that's on that. More of me likes it. More of me likes it.
You don't want him to come in like, how's everybody doing?
And that's exactly what I said. I don't want him coming in mad docile. I don't want him coming in going, oh, well, I'm glad to be here, George. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's going on? I heard you guys like a guy that laughs like that.
Oh,
here.
no. That
You know what I mean?
oh, God.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand it. But there is a part of me that's like, hey, dog, you talking with her. I got to go win this Super Bowl confidence. And, like, let's see you do it. Let's see you give Detroit the gold. And then you come through.
Yeah. I love the way he's going about it, though. And the fact that he said, hey, I'm interviewing you. You're not just interviewing me. I'll be honest with you. When I used to be young, my first ever couple of jobs, I used to always think it was always about me impressing the job or the company that I was going for.
Yeah.
Now, like, as I've gotten older and I've learned a few things about how the interview process has gotten, is going. What did I say something wrong?
No, not you. I heard something like slam outside.
Oh, boy, a little wrestling match going on out there? All right, Crusher. I think I look at things differently because when I go into an interview now, I'm asking questions. I make sure I have a set of questions to ask them, like, hey, what do you all bring to the table? Not just about the pay, because everybody loves what they're going to get paid, but also, like, what is your organization about? You know, what have you all built up in your time of being a company? You know, those are things I want to know so I can see if I'm impressed by you. It's not just about me impressing you. And so that's what he's doing. You know, it's an interview for them as well. The Bears have to impress Ben Johnson if we get to that point where he's a candidate.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to see. You want to see a guy that comes in, knows exactly what he wants, and goes about it that way. Now, I don't mind the cockiness. If he wins this year, be as cocky as you want to be, brother.
Yeah.
Because I will take you. If Thomas Brown doesn't work out, I will definitely be okay with the Ben Johnson coming in here leading this organization.
Hey, I mean, listen, it's really a question of, are you a housewife or Instagram model? Whoa. You know what I mean? Every chick on Instagram is a queen.
That's true.
And then you be like, well, what do you bring to the table? She'd be like,
look
that
at
thing.
Me. Look at me. I am the table.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, I can't stand that. I am the table.
Grizzly Adams said, how many dang jobs you going through first offs, fam?
First off. I ain't gonna lie. Back in the day, your boy didn't hold jobs that well. I got right out of high school. I had like some really good jobs. I'm not going to name the names of the jobs, but they were really good jobs.
Yeah.
And
you regret it?
Oh, yeah. There was a couple I regret. I could have been making some good money by now, but
I'm not going to lie to you.
It is what it is.
I don't know. Do I have one I regret? I'm working my dream job now, so I don't have none that I regret. But, like, I'm trying
Well,
to
if you
think.
tell it, I'll tell mine.
Did I have... I don't think I had one that, because I've had 4 jobs my whole life.
Jesus,
I
got twice.
I worked at the Youth Conservation Corps.
Okay.
I worked at Lake Forest Hospital back when it was Lake Forest Hospital.
Okay.
I was a janitor. So shout out to all the environmental
custodial.
services.
All right,
There's environmental services out there. And let me tell you something.
All right.
When you're a 17-year-old janitor with all the keys to the building working third shift.
You got some control, and you see some things, huh? Oh boy, I don't know what that means. I've never been in that kind of control.
I know a little something about fourth down. Oh boy, don't tell her I said that. But no,
he's got 3 different keys to success.
Yeah, the keys. Yeah, I was a janitor at Lake Forest.
Yeah,
I was at AT&T, and then I was a electrician.
Yeah,
and I worked for 3. So I've had 6 jobs, and I've only been fired once.
Your resume is shining compared to
All right, JC, your turn.
Oh, man. All right, here we go. Out of high school, I was at a law firm.
You started at a law firm?
Yes. I started at a law firm as a secretarial worker. I was typing up subpoenas and stuff for like lawyers and everything.
Typing up some what?
Subpoenas. Subpoenas. Not anything else. Calm down, guys.
I thought you said something different.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was typing up those things to make sure that they got to the court buildings. That didn't work out because I realized I don't like sitting in a chair for very long. I don't like office work like that. Being in a cubicle just blew my mind. So I was just like, all right, I need to get out of here. Worked for AT&T for a little bit. Then after that,
a little Prem-Tech action?
Yeah, I did U-verse when U-verse first came out.
Prem-Tech action.
I was a Premise Tech. Yep. That didn't last long because I sucked at that when I was younger.
I was not good at it.
I was horrible at connecting the wires through people's homes. I was bad.
Wild.
Yeah, that was bad. It was real bad. And then I moved on to ComEd. Had a job at ComEd as a.
That's the one you regret, ain't it?
No.
No, okay.
It's not. It's not the one I regret. Oddly enough, because back then you had to you had to do meter reading before they had the whole like system up for like meter reads to be automated and stuff. So you had to walk out like a whole route for 6 hours a day. Had good. I wasn't meaty back then.
You were in shape.
I was in shape.
Yeah.
I wasn't this. I was half this size back then.
You might
but
wanna
I
get that
hated
one back.
that job in winter. Yeah, I might want to get that just to get some cardio going. But the job that I do regret, I worked at the Ford assembly plant. And I was making buku money. I worked 4 days a week, 10 hours. I mean, they were giving profit sharing checks. They were giving money away.
Were you inspector number 36?
I was a what was it? I was a brake booster installer on the assembly line. The reason why I hated that job is because I literally felt like a robot. Like I literally felt like one of those hands that comes in like one of these things. Like,
yeah, you basically were.
Basically, dude, 600 times a day I was doing the exact same thing. Car roll up to you, and then the same thing. So it drove me crazy because I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
No headphones?
I had they took away the music. Because they said it was a safety thing. That's what drove me crazy.
That's the line. We
used to have music, and yes. And then it was like, well, you got to have one out because, you got to hear your surroundings.
Okay,
and
one
then
out
they were
ain't
like,
bad.
no, you got to have all of them out because there was something that happened to somebody, and then it just messed it up for everybody.
Jorge!
So, yeah, that's crazy. But it might have actually been, might have been a Hispanic. I ain't going to lie to you. But yes, the assembly line is one I wish I had back years ago because I know some guys that that work there still that I was with, and they're making some really good money.
They're pretty set.
But hey, it all brought me back to the Windy City Breeze.
Oh,
all right.
There it is.
I wouldn't be here today with Pat if it wasn't for all those
definitely not,
blunders.
because you working some hours at 4. I'm going to tell you this right now. You are putting some time in.
It was bad.
Over there. 10 hours, no headphones?
No. I literally almost wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, I might have got out on that one, too. I'm not going to lie to you.
It was crazy.
Let us know your first job out there.
Yeah, what are your jobs
Appreciate
like?
y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We're going to get back to some football talk here for a little while. How about that? I'm going to talk a little bit more football. It's funny because it's just like you brought up the jobs, and it's like I can't imagine. Now, granted, yes, I can. I take it back. I do get it.
Yeah.
Because by the time I was a journeyman electrician and I went to the solar company, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And when you walk in and you go, okay, like at MKD, which was my former company, you go in and you're like, I kind of know what I'm doing, but this is kind of confusing here, and I don't get this. And then you walk into this next company and you go, y'all connecting car batteries? Like, that's really all it is. Like, you basically are putting together a battery.
And that's it? Yeah.
Is it? It's like, Oh, I got what? All right, yeah. Hey, what y'all need? Now send me to the big job.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be making the bread. Yeah, it's gonna be, give me the money. You do get a little cocky. and then I found my way to well, you know, some stuff went down.
Oh boy.
Some people got a couple solar panels dropped on them.
No,
I'm joking. Sean McVay was there.
No.
Kyle Shanahan was there. It was a dangerous time. No, but I think once you start to get the understanding of it, there is that cockiness, confidence of like, no, I got it. The league finna be in trouble.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing I will give Ben Johnson credit for and why I don't think it takes the Bears out of it is because there's a lot of changes that the Bears are making here that I believe are real changes that will make an impact on a guy like Ben Johnson if you want to go out and get him. Because when you look at the fact that you've done things you've never done in a season before because it was so bad, the fact that you were willing to give someone else a chance because it was so bad, the fact that the person that you've put in place is revered around the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
That is a different kind of Bears than we've ever known. And so when I hear Ben Johnson talk about, you know, I want to come in and understand what the game plan is to succeed, to win, to figure out what the problems are, I think that does make a big difference when you come into a meeting. And why I don't think it excludes the Bears, which some people are saying it does, is they are making those changes. They are turning the ship. They are, listen, Kevin Warren's trying his best to turn the wheel. George is holding on here. You got to get out of here, George. Get out of here. I'm trying to turn. Take your hands off the wheel, George.
Get out of
You
here.
keep spinning us in circles. We've been trying to go straight on this ship for 39 years, and you just keep going, we're going left. George is just having fun.
That's hilarious.
Like a pirate
Like I'm
ship just
picturing
spinning
that, right?
the wheel. He's just having fun, and the ship's going in a circle. And then we're sitting here just like, I don't know why this is happening.
Jeez, George.
And so I feel like it doesn't, that conversation doesn't exclude you from Ben Johnson because you're finally turning that wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you. I am all for that. Again, you're turning the wheel to success. That is the key. If you got to go in a different direction that actually will lead you away from sinking the ship. You know, this is not the Titanic. We want this to be the Royal Caribbean or the Royal Bears. All right, let's.
Didn't some of them
sure.
sink? I thought some of them Royal Caribbean Johns went down as well.
Oh boy,
Wasn't that a
I don't
COVID
know. I
thing?
would. Hey, the one time I went on it, it was great, and I'm alive. So I don't know. That was my experience. I took one cruise, and it was amazing. So let's.
My brother just went on a cruise.
Yeah, I
Prayers
saw.
up
I
the
see.
band,
I
though.
see.
Prayers
He's
up the
going
band.
to have a good time.
Yeah, funky good time.
So let's hope that it turns out well. The direction, you know, you love what the Bears are trying to do. I'll say this: you love the attempts. Let's make sure those attempts turn into success.
Like a lot of people talking about, but what about the money? V-Dog asking, hey, Pat and JC, do y'all honestly believe George will shell out big-time money for a head coach, though? Here's where that here's why I think you're in a different space with that. And it's kind of twofold. If Thomas Brown wins and is successful,
You ain't got to pay him a lot.
and I can pay Thomas Brown $10 million,
I was thinking that.
I'm going to pay Thomas Brown $10 million.
That's why they want him to
Or
win.
George is going to pay Thomas Brown $10 million, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think you want him to prove that he's successful and stuff like that, but it is a
I think that's
if I cannot have to pay you $50 million, I'm not going to do it.
That's
Ben
like the
Johnson
underlying
is
reason.
commanding upwards of $18 million.
I mean, it's worth it. Well worth it.
Sure.
Well worth
I'm
it.
not saying you're not. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
But Ben Johnson's getting the bag.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury, wherever he ends up, who was the other person who was mentioned in Courtney's article about, you know, the guys that the Bears want to hire, he's getting the bag. By the way, it's sidebar, and I asked this question, what
What has he accomplished?
is he good at?
I understand Jaden
His
Daniels.
offense gets but here's
I think
the
it's
thing.
the hype of the Jaden Daniels.
His offense gets figured out
Yeah.
every year around week 12.
Yep.
Every time he's in the NFL. I've seen that every single season of his career.
Yep.
He doesn't win. This is the most he's won. He's not the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't win in college. He had a season in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Arizona.
So did Matt Nagy, and most Bears fans think he's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a season. And
So did Trestman.
Because he's a good offensive coordinator right now, all of a sudden he's a great head coach again. And even then, it's like,
nope,
he's kind of getting figured out yet again.
Look at the resume. Washington is on the downtrend. Look at the resume. Don't be foolish.
I'm confused on what he does
way
well.
down on the list. No, it's probably again the connection.
It's the connection to Caleb.
It's the connection to Caleb. Yeah, but I'm good on that guy even being in the running. Let him be over there in Washington. Stay over there, buddy.
Yeah, no,
I'm good on.
I just want to know, like, everybody's like, what if you go get the old OC? Go get his old OC. First off, He wasn't his OC. He was an offensive analyst. He was basically what was old boy we had last year? Was it Zimmer? Mike Zimmer?
Oh, yeah.
Who was the defensive assistant or defensive analyst?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what he was.
Yeah.
He was the offensive analyst. He looked ahead at the teams and went, this is what you need to do to beat this team.
And USC didn't beat him.
They did not. that is also true as well. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm surprised that his name's in the running, and he's going to command a pretty penny. That's
another thing.
That's
the crazy part.
Yeah, he's gonna command some money as well. Like that mess blows my mind.
I'm good on that. I'm good on that.
Good. But no, man. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't think that I still believe that the Bears are Phil Snow. My bad. Phil Snow is who it was. Who was the defensive
instead of Mike
analyst.
Zimmer?
Instead of Mike Zimmer. I went Zimmer. Phil Snow.
Okay.
Was who it was. But shout out Debo. I do believe that the Bears are the prize right now. Just like Ben Johnson believes that he's the prize. I do believe that this was a conversation directed towards the Bears. Hey, if you want me, you can have me, but figure it out.
He's the hot girl.
And I do feel like, well, I think this is hot girl, hot guy.
Hot girl. Oh.
You know what I mean? They both sitting there
ways.
sending messages to each other, and neither one of them want to be the one to make the first move.
It's got to be on the guy.
And I do feel like the message is being sent because there's probably some inklings that Ben Johnson is hearing of how high the Chicago Bears feel about Thomas Brown.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
now go out there and win.
Nothing wrong with a little competition.
Go out there and win.
There's more than one hot girl at the prom. Maybe.
But you want to get the one without crabs. All right, let's get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For Mr. Media himself, Jordan, JC, it's your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace.
Yeah, I never had that problem because I never went to prom, so.
I wasn't a prom guy either.
Not a prom guy. Not a prom guy.
I did meet a couple of people after prom. Oh, Jessica.
Oh! That's Mama Michelle.
Well, I don't know about Michelle.
There you go, Mama
I don't know about Michelle. That's Mama Michelle.
Yeah. You see this podcast lately? Like it's
everybody. It's getting a little corny. It's getting a little corny.
It's like goodness. Are these the guests that you got on your show now?
No. I'm not talking about the guests. Although I'm not a stream guy. But I'm not talking about the guests. I don't watch Kai like that. I watch all the clips. I type in all the clips.
Gotcha.
So like I see the Kevin Hart joints. You know what I mean? Like
okay.
I see the funny Miles moments. But yeah, no, that's a wild one.
At this point, I think he needs to bring back
Keith Lee action.